Now, in the cornucopia of ways that you can build rapport with customers and people and anybody that you meet, you can really break a framework down into two separate arenas. Number one is verbal rapport, so the rapport that we can build by speaking. And number two is nonverbal rapport, which I'm really excited to get into, but we'll cover that in the next section. So when it comes to verbal rapport, how do you be like people? How do you make people feel comfortable and trust you and feel like you're like them? Well, the first thing you need to understand when it comes to verbal rapport is that a lot of the reason that people are hesitant to really get out there and talk to people and start conversations in the first place, they have what we call approach anxiety. The reason they have that anxiety is because they don't know what to talk about. How do I connect with people? Well, we're going to solve that. We're going to give you a very, very specific framework that you can use to find the topics that get people talking about things they like and do it in an expedient fashion. But the first thing you have to understand when it comes to verbal rapport is that what you're doing the whole way is looking for something where you're either striking oil, where you're getting people talking about something they're passionate about, or even better, you're finding something where you can establish common ground. The easiest way to find common ground and strike oil is a framework or a paradigm that we like to call FORM. F-O-R-M. FORM stands for family, occupation, recreation, or motivation. These are four general headings of topics that you can start inquiring about to see if you're either going to A, strike oil with a customer and get them talking about something they're passionate, or preferably B, finding common ground, which is what we're really going to be looking for. So how does this work? Well, you really want to use it as a framework. So any interaction, anything where you've gotten your icebreakers done, so you've started with your icebreakers, you've established the frame that you're here to be a good person and here to have a good time and here to add value, but you still need to connect. Now, you will get some type of people, especially very task-focused people. Highly task-focused people may not want to chat. Maybe they want to get straight to business. If you sense that, don't be rushed, just cut to the chase. But if somebody's up for a chat, you definitely need to do your best to try and connect with them. So the order that I personally do them in, I'll do occupation first, right? So the first thing I'll do when I talk to a customer, let's say we've gotten past the initial thing, let's say I'm doing some sort of face-to-face sales, or maybe I'm on the phone, and I go, so what's the story? Have you scored a day off work? Let's say if I'm meeting them and they're not in a place of work, and they'll say, yes. Okay, what do you do with yourself? This. Now, again, I'm looking for a connection, but we'll talk about that more in the video, right? In the next video. But I'll go occupation first. Now, if I don't find anything good in the occupation sector, now I'm going to move on to the family section. So I'll go occupation first, right? So that's me, number one there, right? Then I'll move on to family. So let's say I'll go, what's the story you scored out of work? And maybe they're not working. Maybe they're a stay-at-home dad or mom. I go, what's the story you scored out of work? They go, oh, no, I'm not working today. Okay, cool. So you're just looking after the kids. So now I've asked if they've got kids, and now I'm inquiring about the kids. And I might be able to find some commonality there. So that's my second point of call. But then they say, nah, I'm gonna look after the kids. Now, I'm already starting to get a feeling that this person might be a little bit unqualified, but I'll reach for the third thing. Now, the third thing is going to be the recreation. Okay, so what do you do for fun? It's a really easy question to ask someone. So what do you do for fun? And as long as they trust you enough, if you set the right frame, they're going to pay that some mind. So they're going to go, oh, well, for the example, I birdwatch, or maybe I'm a professional athlete, or maybe I'm something like that. And now they've requalified themselves, which is always handy, right? So now I'm going to go for recreation. So what do you do for fun? Because now I'm actually asking, I'm inquiring, and I'm trying to find opportunities to show genuine interest, or I'm finding opportunities to find common ground. Now the last one, motivation. Motivation is something that if you notice something, motivation is, it's sort of like how like why is not technically a vowel? Motivation is not technically a form, but it is. So if let's say I go to a consult in someone's home, or let's say I'm door knocking, or I'm coming to the door. Well, I see their favorite sports team's logo on the back of their SUV, on the back of their car. Well, and let's say the grand final just happened last week, and I say, oh, did you watch the final? You happy with the result? All of a sudden, now we're both football fans. Or let's say we're walking in and I see, let's say they've got this really intricate garden and this lovely older woman answers the door, and I'll say, oh my God, it's the most amazing garden I've ever seen, right? Or let's say you're in a shopping center. Let's say there's a woman walking past with a purse. I'm assuming I'm a woman or a person who uses a purse, and I'll say, oh my God, I love that. I've got the exact same one in green, right? Finding that commonality is really, really easy, but it's finding things that you notice. So motivation is all about things that you notice. So using that, you'll then find a way to find common ground, or you'll find a way to get them talking about things that they're passionate about. But the key is using this form paradigm. The more you use it, the easier it gets, and the easier it gets, the more sales you're going to make with it.